Gosh, what a disappointing game that was. The Vancouver Canucks have lost their second game of the year, also in extra time. Their total record on the 24-25 season is 0-2. Probably the weirdest stat line that they could go out there and start the season with. But the Vancouver Canucks drop this game 3-2 in a shootout against the Philadelphia Flyers in their season opener. And look, this game, if I had to sum it up in just like a sentence or two, it would just be, hey, that was disappointing. A lot of the guys that we expected more out of as fans, we did not see the most we could have gotten. Not to mention the fact that the entire Canucks structure was tossed out the window in the first few minutes of the game due to a pretty significant injury. And you also had the Canucks exhibiting a bit of their Calgary syndrome, where the third period seemed more so like a Philadelphia Flyers contested period. Kevin Lankinen was the best player for Vancouver today, and that continued well into this shootout where we had seen 5 total rounds, 10 shooters, only 3 goals scored, and Vancouver gets 1. Philadelphia had 2. The Canucks opened up this game with their Alex Edler appreciation and celebration, his one-day Vancouver Canucks contract, to allow him to retire as a Canuck, do all the ceremonies, and have all the praises sung to him and his family. That was a really cool moment. Alex Edler, the Eagle, was a legend for Vancouver hockey, literally the best defenseman in franchise history in a number of metrics. I think it's pretty obvious that Quinn Hughes is going to dethrone Edler in most of these by the time his NHL and Vancouver Canucks career is over. But for now, Alex Edler is the leader in a whole bunch of Vancouver Canucks-related defenseman stats, and he definitely deserves that opportunity to be celebrated here in this city. The game, though, against the Philadelphia Flyers was notable in my mind because of 2 names suiting up for John Tortorella and his squad. Philadelphia's Matvei Michkov and Jet Luchenko, 2 young guys, 2 rookies breaking onto the team with a whole bunch of expectations. Luchenko, August-born in 2006. He is a very newly turned 18-year-old. Matvei Michkov, of course, the rival to Connor Bedard in 2023. A lot of people were expecting his debut, and he looked very dangerous out there. Let's talk a little bit more about these two as the video goes on, but I wanted to start out by talking about the first big piece of news that happened in this game. You thought the defense core on the Vancouver Canucks was bad now? Just 1 minute and 46 seconds into the first period, Tyler Myers got hurt on a collision with Joel Farabee. He ended up leaving the game, and it was really disappointing to see just the Canucks structure get totally taken aback by his departure here. Now, assuming Tyler Myers is going to be out for at least a game, what? The Canucks are going to have to suit up Hughes, Hronik, Soucy, Juleson, Forbort, and Desharnais? Ay. Tom Willander, we cannot wait enough for him to come out onto this organization. The first goal of the game is scored by Nils Hoglander with 7:05 to go in the frame. It is a really nice steal by Connor Garland at the Flyers' blue line, sent up front to Hoglander, who walks in, shoots, and scores. But then, just a few minutes later, Tyson Foerster ties it up on a beautiful tic-tac-toe passing play in front as the Flyers go from Brink to Farabee out in front of Foerster. Nothing Lankinen can do about that one. The first period also saw multiple power plays for Vancouver, and this was unfortunately not capitalized upon by the Canucks. They had chances. Miller had a slap shot, a rebound was out in front for DeBrusque by himself, but he shot it too high. The Flyers actually had themselves a shorthanded opportunity or two on this segment here. A huge shot got blocked, and it was an inevitable 2-on-1 shorty for the Flyers. Center for Konechny, stopped by the 5-hole of Lankinen. Throughout the entire game, Philadelphia seemed like they were getting some shorthanded opportunities and shorthanded rushes here and there. Lankinen had to keep on being on his toes, despite the fact that his team was on the power play for all of these moments. Eventually, the second period comes in, and this is where the Flyers really start to take control of the game. Filip Hronik got himself a tripping penalty, and During this power play for Philadelphia, they didn't end up scoring, but Joel Farabee had like 2 wide open net misses. The first one, the puck hopped over his stick on the pass to the back door, and the second one, the backdoor pass actually gets through, but he shoots it right through the crease. So at this point, the Flyers are starting to cook a little bit. All that momentum, though, is taken away as the Vancouver Canucks restore the lead. Derek Forbort throws it towards the goal, and it's Teddy Blueger backdoor who makes it 2-1 Van. He got away from his Czech, Jet Luchenko, who I actually did think wasn't amazing in this game. He did look a little bit too careless in certain moments, kind of making bad reads and allowing the play to develop around him. This is exactly what happened as Teddy Blueger escaped the Czech Luchenko and was able to find himself free for the backdoor tap-in, making it 2-1. And I found it funny because the next shift, Blueger was also going out there and trying to get around Matvei Michkov, and he did so successfully. John Shorthouse said that Blueger was consistently taking advantage of these teenagers. What a bad way to say it. The third period then comes, and Cam York quickly gets things going for Philadelphia, tying the game up 2-2. A huge shot goes off the post, but everyone in the building doesn't know it's a goal for a while, and then they show the replay, and Cam York's shot went off the back bar and out super quickly. It was a really nice goal. 2-2 game here for the tie, and the Vancouver Canucks just completely fizzle away. The Canucks had multiple power plays in this third period, but they didn't end up getting a shot. In fact, they went 3 straight power plays, including the second period power play they got when Philadelphia had too many men on the ice. Vancouver had 3 straight man advantages with 0 shots on goal. And even though they were able to kill off some of the power plays that they gave to Philadelphia too, Carson Soucy delay a game, puck over the glass, Nils Hoglander tripping against Rasmus Ristolainen, Vancouver, I thought, had a pretty strong penalty kill, but they were not able to get any offense on their own power plays. What was going on here? All the while, Philadelphia is getting really good opportunities. Matvei Michkov had a great chance. The rebound was out to Luchenko, stopped by Lankinen on a huge robbery. The puck got wrapped around and then the Canucks iced it. I think that Luchenko shot was maybe the biggest save that Lankinen had to make. He also had to make some other shorthanded saves because the Canucks kept on giving rushes to the Flyers whilst on the power play. Eventually, with 30 seconds to go in the third, Elias Pettersson gets maybe the biggest chance for Vancouver in this final frame. He found a way to get the puck in on a rush by himself with 2 Flyers behind him, and he tried to shoot it. There were 2 sticks blocking him, though, so he wasn't able to get a really good handle on it. It eventually fizzles away and goes into the corner, but that's it. That's all she wrote. Vancouver trying to do that cross-crease play a little bit too much, not just shooting it on goal. In the overtime period, they had the possession for most of it. They had most of the time on ice in the offensive zone, but the Canucks were getting a little bit too fancy with it, and the shots they did take were pretty careless. The only guy who was willing to actually take meaningful shots was Filip Hronek, and you could debate whether or not those shots that he was taking actually were good. He was out on the side, just kind of throwing it on goal from everywhere, but Pettersson, Miller, Besser, they weren't able to get any good offense going in the OT despite having so much puck control and so many passes that connected. They just weren't able to crack that young, tired Philadelphia D. They were gassed out there, and it seemed like the Canucks were trying to look for a perfect passing opportunity to a cross crease. There was one opportunity that I thought that they actually looked really good. It was a really nice play down to Pettersson, who threw it in front for Besser, but the pass went off of the back of the leg of the Flyers guy in front. If that guy was not there, if the pass went through, then it would have been in. But this ultimately ends up going to a shootout. There was a lot of frustration here too. JT Miller stopped. He was too slow when he came in. Sean Couturier stopped. Good save there by Lankinen. Elias Pettersson stopped by the blocker of Samuel Ersson. Matvei Michkov tried a really interesting move, but Kevin Lankinen poked it away. Jake DeBrusk came in with speed, shot it up high, ended up scoring. Canucks have the lead in the shootout, but Travis Konechny ties things up by going 5-hole on Lankinen. Really good goal there as he came in with speed too. Connor Garland mishandled it. Tyson Foerster got saved. Brock Besser got saved. And then Morgan Frost scores. He comes in with a lot of patience, Morgan Frost does. Left, right. He's slow. And he eventually dangles and waits out Kevin Lankinen to give Philadelphia the 3-2 comeback win. This is the first time in Vancouver Canucks history they've begun the season with 2 straight losses after leading in the third period. They had a 2-1 lead in this game. They had a 4-1 lead in the other game. yet they lost them both. What is going on with this Vancouver Canucks team? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Vancouver versus Philadelphia on this night. It's disappointing for sure. I think the Vancouver Canucks have a lot more that they can give. They just haven't been finding a way to show it to us. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.